The following is a presentation of the Hello Chicago Network. Hello Chicago Network is on the air. Hello everybody, I'm Ryan Yanishadis, and it's time to focus. And today we're focusing on the final and the finals. The Stanley Cup final begins tonight between the Panthers and the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers, and then the NBA Finals begins on Thursday night between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. Let's first talk Stanley Cup final. Like I said on yesterday's show, haven't watched much of the NHL playoffs this year, the Stanley Cup playoffs, so I'm hoping to really be able to get into this final thing. Hopefully it's big. And don't forget, last year, ladies and gentlemen, this was the same Stanley Cup final. It went 7 games, and the Florida Panthers were able to get it. Now we're going to get the rematch. Can Edmonton, behind Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, can this team win the first Stanley Cup for Canada in 30 years? They're going to get the opportunity to do that. Will they be able to dethrone the team that's trying to repeat as Stanley Cup champions? Of course, they won it last year, and to be just like the Tampa Bay Lightning did a few years ago. Can they repeat? Will they be able to do it? We'll have to find out. The big guys. I'm again trying to learn all this, but for the Florida Panthers, you got to look at Sergei Bobrovsky, Alexander Barkov, and Matthew Tkachuk of the Panthers. McDavid and Draisaitl are known for their offensive prowess, while Bobrovsky's goaltending, and so he's going to be huge. Bobrovsky, and then Barkov and Tkachuk. I believe the T is not. I believe the T is silent. So work with me here. I'm not a hockey fan, but I'm trying to give you my best. Leadership will be crucial for the Panthers. So that should be fun. So those are the guys you got to learn for: Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Stuart Skinner, Evander Kane, which of course he's bet on hockey, but was able to come back. So Bobrovsky, Barkov, and Tkachuk. So the Panthers, they were a fun team to watch. I followed them when I was really into hockey a few years ago. I remember, don't forget, Joel Quenneville was the head coach of this team, and of course everything. And now he's just got a new job. Glad to see him back in the league, but of course he was involved in the bullying scandal and all that happened with the Chicago Blackhawks. But it's nice to see him back in the NHL. But again, that begins tonight, the Stanley Cup final, as it'll be the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers, and we'll have a recap of that coming up. The first two games 1. Or it'll be Wednesday and Friday, Panthers at Oilers, and then we'll have recaps of that and then preview the rest of the week as well. Now let's shift gears to the NBA Finals, which begins tomorrow night, of course, on ABC, and the Stanley Cup Final, I believe, will be on TNT. But when you look at overall, I think it's two fun teams. You got the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I think just plowed through the Western Conference, and you got SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who's really been the cog of this team's machine. Obviously, the Thunder, I believe they made the finals one other time, of course, with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. Now they have an opportunity to bring the first one to Oklahoma City. I got a chance to actually go to OKC. I actually applied for I had a job interview there, so I spent a couple nights in OKC. And especially down in Bricktown, nice city. And I think, obviously it's a college football kind of town, but when you look at it, the opportunity that they can bring a NBA championship there is going to be huge. But when you look at the other side, the Indiana Pacers, and the betting odds have completely said that the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to plow through this conference or plow through this finals. I think it's going to be fun to see if Alexander against Tyrese Halliburton. I think he might have been robbed of the Eastern Conference Final, even though he thought he was going to get it. But Pascal Siakam, who's an absolute dominant player and has been a great addition to the Indiana Pacers. I think it's going to be fun to see what team comes out of there. I think if the Indiana Pacers want to have a chance, they're going to have to come out here and try to win Game 1 or Game 2 in OKC before they head to Indiana. It's going to be crucial. So we'll see how this is able to go. I think, I don't really care. I don't have a dog in the fight. I didn't even want the Pacers to win their series. Pacers are in the Bulls division. I think this Pacer team kind of has a cockiness to them that you don't like, and I think the Thunder, could you consider them the underdogs even though they're the favorite? We'll see. Who do you like in both final? Do you like the Panthers or Oilers? Do you like the Thunder, or do you like the Pacers? Should be fun to see both championships series begin this week. That's fun. I don't remember it being so close together before, but all planned out, and it should be exciting. We'll have recaps of both of those next week, next Monday and next Tuesday. We'll have NBA Final, Stanley Cup Final, and update Game 2. So game One will be Thursday tomorrow, and then game 2 will be Sunday. So a little separation, and I think the next one after that's not till Wednesday, as they will have to travel then to Indianapolis. So a little more time in between games now as well with both of the championships. So comment below your thoughts, who you got in these series. Like the video if you like what you hear, and subscribe to the Hello Chicago Network YouTube channel every Monday through Friday, 3:12 Central. We are focusing on Chicago sports. Tomorrow, we're focusing on the Chicago White Sox. Give you an update how their week went. I'm Ryan Yanashanis from the Hello Chicago Network. We're the focus of Chicago sports.